How we doing out there? Jay Provo here at the Cortina Inn. I just checked out the Frigus Trail, and now I'm with Andy Weinberg of the Endurance Society. He's going to tell us a little bit about his organization, and then he's going to tell us a few helpful hints that'll help us with the Frigus Snowshoe Race and get us prepared. How we doing, Andy?
Great. Good to see you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the organization, Endurance Society, and how you're involved with it.
Okay, so the Endurance Society is a small Vermont-based company.
Yep.
We've been around for 4 years. We put on endurance events for adventure seekers like yourself.
Awesome.
So people who want to
what I
come
like.
out and challenge themselves and step out of their comfort zone. And so we put on a variety of events. We don't cater to one discipline. We have a snowshoe race, which is Frigus, which is coming up.
Frigus, I'm saying it wrong. Frigus, not Frigus.
Well, it's
I
you
guess
can say
that
it any way you
sounds-
want. It's a Latin word. So Frigus
Oh, is that? I
fine.
thought it was an acronym.
No, Frigus is a Latin word for cold, or I think it's for cold.
See, I don't prepare for these interviews. We just wing
I'll
it.
have to look it up. We have Extremis in January, which is our first event of the year, and now Frigus, which is coming up at the end of the month. And then we put on a ultramarathon trail running event. We have an adventure race. We have a cycling race. We have an uphill ski race. And we have what's called a sky run, which is just a mountain running event. So we put on a wide variety of events. We cater to...
And you do all these, too.
That's how I got into it. Like
Yeah.
during the actual events, I take more of the race management role. You know, I do
Gotcha.
participate in a lot of events.
Growing up sucks, huh?
It does suck.
Yeah. When you gotta go from doing all the fun
I feel
stuff
like
to
I'm
work.
being in charge and I can't
Yeah.
participate. But we put on a bunch of events, and then we also utilize our audience, our members, to do cool things. For example, we're here checking out the course for the snowshoe race, and tomorrow Jay's taking the plunge in Lake Champlain. Bad idea, by the way.
I don't
Bad
know
idea.
what I'm thinking with this. The penguin plunge.
The penguin plunge. So we
Wait
raised.
till you see what I'm wearing, too.
Oh, I can't wait. I've heard. Everyone in Burlington knows about this. They're coming to watch you. So the penguin plunge, we raised almost $6,000 for Special Olympics.
That's awesome.
And that's our social entity is Special Olympics, and we do a lot of volunteering. We have the Winter Games right here in Pico, and then our environmental entity is Leave No Trace and the Green Mountain Club. So not only do we put on these cool events, we also like to give back to our local communities. So that's a lot of fun.
Can anyone join these races, skill level wise? You know, fitness wise? What do you think?
I'm glad you brought that up. We have events and distances for everybody, for anyone who wants to get out there and challenge themselves. Some people are intimidated. You know, we have a skeleton logo, and we have
Pretty intimidating.
Society. It's a little intimidating, and some of our events are pretty hardcore. But we have a very welcoming community,
Okay.
and we have different distances. For example, Jay's doing the marathon. He switched over his registration. 26.
I did not see.
So technically, we have.
Well, I'm thinking about it.
We have 3 events. We have a 5K, a 15K, and a marathon. So the marathon's pretty extreme, 26 miles on snowshoes.
In snowshoe. I don't even, that's just
And
crazy.
then in the middle, we have the 15K, and then we have a 5K. It's a 5K run-walk. We'll have some really competitive people that are blasting out there, and then we have a lot of people that just hike. They just want to enjoy being part of our events. They love our swag. We always give out really cool stuff.
No, nice.
And you know, they come just to be with friends and like-minded people, and like there are people that will show up at the snowshoe race. They'll just hike the entire time. They get their food afterwards. They have a good time cheering people on. So it is open to most ability levels.
Yeah.
And we try to.
And there's like stations too that'll be set up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We set up safety checkpoints and
Okay.
aid stations out in the woods, etc. So it's very welcoming, and we're open to everyone.
Who's going to carry me when I collapse if I do the
You're on your own.
Okay.
I never said we were going to help you.
Oh, great.
You gotta we do have safety if you need it, but you're fit, you're healthy. I don't think you'll have any problems.
We'll find out if my heart stops when I jump in the 30-degree water tomorrow.
After tomorrow, that might be a little
Who
different.
knows? So what's the benefits of snowshoeing versus, I don't know, regular hiking or running?
Great question. I don't know if it's better or worse. The benefits.
I didn't want to say worse because obviously
Yeah,
running is
the
still good.
benefits that I see are a lot of people are cooped up in the winter months, and anyone can hike, right?
Yeah.
If you can walk, you can go hiking. Getting out in the woods is so rewarding, and just the peace and quiet, and it's obviously good for your fitness, but it's also good for your mind. Snowshoeing is great for the physical activity, but also it gets people outside in the winter months, and the winter months are amazing. You know, as long as you learn how to dress properly and you know where you're going. I mean, literally my favorite time of the year.
Well, it
to be
opens
out
up
in
the woods too,
It
you know,
opens up the woods.
you can go anywhere.
You see so
Yep.
much, and just, it's beautiful out there. There's so much gorgeous terrain that you don't capture in the spring or the summer. You just don't see it, because you're in a tunnel. In the summer months, you're hiking in a tunnel, in the winter months, it's just open. So there's obviously tons of health benefits. You burn more calories snowshoeing versus hiking, but you also get off the beaten path, so you see more wildlife, the terrain and the features. I think it's very beneficial. You know, you just have to be smart. Anyone can do it. If you can walk, you can snowshoe. So you just have to have the right gear and maybe a little help along the way.
You're gonna have to help me with a little bit of the gear, I think.
You're on your own. By the way, he's doing the marathon.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I talked him into it. He was going to do the 15K, and I go, "You're going to drive all the way up from Rhode Island and do the 15K?" He goes,
It's gonna take me all day.
His answer was, "Let's see if I have a heart attack tomorrow jumping in the lake."
Yeah. So how'd you get involved with the Endurance Society? How'd you start it?
So the Endurance Society was actually a friend of mine, Jack Carey, and I started this together.
Okay.
Years ago, I moved to Vermont and started a startup company called Peak with my former friend and business partner.
That's a good name, too.
I'm sorry?
That's a good name too.
Yeah, it was Peak Races. And so we started this company. It was a small Vermont company, which eventually grew. And one of our races was called the Death Race. And the Death Race eventually turned into the Spartan Race, which is now a huge corporate event out of Boston with a lot of investors and a lot of sponsors, et cetera. So that went on for years. And towards the end of my relationship with Spartan Race, I had some differences with my former friend and decided to split ways, go separate ways. So I still missed the small, intimate races, and that's what Peak was at one point. And so my friend Jack and I started the Endurance Society.
Okay.
And so the Endurance Society was going back to my roots, and as far as endurance racing and motivating people and creating unique adventures. And
so it's more, I like that because it seems like it's more of a community
It's more of a community.
than just a big anybody sign up.
Oh, the big, massive races.
Which are cool. I mean,
They're
you
cool.
can, you know,
There's
cool
a time
party,
and a place
whatever.
for all of it.
Yep.
You know, I do the Chicago Marathon. There's 30,000 people there. It's
Yeah.
great. It's
Yeah.
fun. People do their marathon.
Yep.
But I also like the smaller races. You get to know each other, and it's almost like friends getting together on a weekend. So I like the community with the Endurance Society.
Do you have to
So-
like keep track of them like friends? Like, hey, you gonna pay me for these
Yeah,
things?
sometimes. Yeah. Or we just lose money all the time, so we give everything away. But,
Oh, okay.
it was cool because I always, I was very passionate about the endurance races
Yeah.
and the endurance community. It's
Yeah.
just a bunch of good people.
Yeah.
All walks of life, and everybody wants to challenge themselves in different ways. So I really enjoyed that, and wanted to make sure I got back to that.
Great. Here's a good question. Can you share how this has changed your life? I know it has probably physically, but just in the aspects of your life, how has it changed? Just starting the company and what it means to you. This is the serious. We gotta get serious now.
I have to get serious. I won't.
You don't have to. I mean, unless
I won't get emotional. So I'm very passionate about people, first of all, and I've always been I love engaging with people, and I've always been passionate about endurance sports and people who challenge themselves and step out of their comfort zone and push themselves. So it's almost like the perfect fit.
Yeah.
Like a weekend comes
sounds
up,
like it.
and we've got this small, intimate group. The small, intimate group can be anywhere from 20 people to 300 people, and I still consider that 300 people.
That's intimate for
That's
races,
one of our bigger races.
Okay.
But it seems like everyone knows everyone, and they're so welcoming and supportive. And even if you're never a stranger in the group. Like tomorrow, for example, we're doing the penguin plunge. You only know John and Erica and I. By the end of the day, you're going to know our entire team, and it's like.
And it's good. I feel like it's good motivation too.
It's good motivation. It's like-minded people who enjoy the camaraderie. They enjoy stepping out of their comfort zone, challenging themselves, and now that we cater to different disciplines, that little family grows. And the Endurance Society, it's a neat group of people, and I've been passionate about it since we started it, and continue to be passionate about it.
Finally, what's the Friggis?
Frigis.
Frigis.
I don't think you're wrong, though.
What's the Frigis?
Because no one really knows how to pronounce it.
It makes more sense, frigid.
Yeah.
Frigid.
So our snowshoe event is coming up 3 weeks from now, February 24th.
Okay.
We're going to be at the Cortina Inn in Mendon, and we have a 5K.
That's right here.
That's right here. We have a 5K, a 15K, and a marathon. And there's still rooms available. There's still some rooms available at the Cortina. The 5K race, 3-mile run walk, starts and finishes at the Cortina. The 15K, we go into the National Forest and we will climb the Canty Trail to the top of Blue Ridge Mountain. And it's going to be a great event. We have super cool swag that we're handing out, and we'll have some food afterwards, and just a good time with like-minded people who want to challenge themselves in the winter months.
Nice. I need a winter hat. I have the regular cap.
We'll give you
but
one
I need
tomorrow.
to work on it.
That's what we do. We just give it away and lose money.
If you survive.
What's that?
If you survive.
If I
If
survive.
he survives.
All right, it's great to meet you, Andy.
Likewise.
Last time, where can we find you?
At endurancesociety.org, on Instagram, look up the Endurance Society, or on our Facebook page. We have all the information about our upcoming events, and next up is the snowshoe race, Frigis, at the end of February.
Awesome, that's great. And make sure you like and share my page, Provo Adventure. I'm Jay Provo. We'll see you out there.
He's going to be on NBC.